I bet you didn't know that a single decision could change the course of history. China has accepted Taiwan's proposal for reunification. This unexpected development marks a potential end to decades of tense relations across the Taiwan Strait. The implications of this decision are far-reaching, with the potential to reshape the geopolitical landscape of the Asia-Pacific region and beyond. The world watches with bated breath as this historic event unfolds. The ramifications of this decision will reverberate for generations to come. The international community is grappling with the implications of this unexpected turn of events. Experts and analysts are working tirelessly to understand the motivations of both parties and the potential consequences for global stability. This dramatic shift in the political landscape demands careful analysis and thoughtful consideration. The future of the region hangs in the balance, and the world waits to see what the next chapter holds. To fully grasp the significance of this moment, we must delve into the historical context of the China-Taiwan relationship. The Chinese Civil War, which ended in 1949 with the Communist Party's victory, led to the establishment of the People's Republic of China on the mainland and the retreat of the nationalist government to Taiwan. This division created a lasting rift between the two sides, with both claiming to be the legitimate government of China. Decades of mistrust and animosity followed, with occasional flare-ups of military tension. The Taiwan Strait became a flashpoint in the Cold War, with the United States providing military support to Taiwan. This further complicated the relationship between China and Taiwan, adding an international dimension to the conflict. Despite efforts to improve relations in recent years, the legacy of the Chinese Civil War continued to cast a long shadow over the region. The acceptance of Taiwan's proposal for reunification represents a potential breakthrough in this long-standing conflict. At the heart of Taiwan's proposal lies the principle of one country, two systems. This framework, first implemented in Hong Kong, would grant Taiwan a high degree of autonomy while acknowledging Beijing's sovereignty. Taiwan would retain its own political system, economic institutions, and social structures. The one country, two systems principle has been a subject of much debate and controversy. Critics argue that it undermines democracy and human rights, while proponents view it as a pragmatic solution to complex political realities. Taiwan's proposal likely includes specific provisions regarding the role of the Taiwanese military, the future of its democratic institutions, and the protection of its distinct cultural identity. These details will be crucial in determining the long-term viability of the agreement. The success of this reunification process hinges on the ability of both sides to negotiate in good faith and to build trust over time. The international community will play a critical role in monitoring the situation and ensuring that the terms of the agreement are upheld. Beijing's calculus benefits and motivations. China's decision to accept Taiwan's proposal is driven by a complex calculus of factors. Reuniting with Taiwan has been a long-held ambition for the Chinese Communist Party, fulfilling a core objective of national rejuvenation. Furthermore, the peaceful resolution of this issue would be a major diplomatic victory for Beijing, enhancing its global standing and legitimacy. From an economic perspective, reunification would give China control over Taiwan's advanced semiconductor industry, a strategic asset in the global technology race. Additionally, it would remove a significant obstacle to China's military ambitions in the region, enhancing its naval power projection capabilities. However, China's leadership is also aware of the potential risks involved. The integration of Taiwan, a vibrant democracy with a distinct identity, poses significant challenges. Mismanagement of the reunification process could lead to instability, economic disruption, and international condemnation. Ultimately, China's decision suggests a belief that the potential benefits of reunification outweigh the risks. Beijing likely calculated that the current geopolitical climate, coupled with Taiwan's proposal, presented a unique window of opportunity to achieve this long-sought goal. Global shockwaves, reactions to a shifting landscape. The international community is still processing the implications of China's acceptance of Taiwan's proposal. Reactions from major global players have been mixed, reflecting the complex geopolitical dynamics at play. The United States, Taiwan's long-standing security guarantor, has expressed cautious optimism while reiterating its commitment to peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Japan and South Korea, key U.S. allies in the region, have voiced similar sentiments, emphasizing the need for a peaceful and transparent reunification process. The European Union, while acknowledging the significance of the development, has called for dialogue and respect for international law. Russia, a close partner of China, has expressed support for Beijing's position, framing it as an internal matter. The reactions from Southeast Asian nations have been more varied, with some expressing concerns about China's growing influence in the region. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, has called for restraint and dialogue, emphasizing the importance of maintaining peace and stability in the South China Sea. The global response to this historic event highlights the delicate balance of power in the Asia-Pacific. The international community is closely watching how the situation unfolds, ready to respond to any potential threats to regional stability. The diplomatic chessboard. As the dust begins to settle, diplomatic maneuvers have intensified. Nations are strategically positioning themselves in response to the new geopolitical reality. The United States has ramped up its diplomatic efforts, engaging with allies and partners to reinforce its presence in the Asia-Pacific. High-level meetings between US, Japanese, and South Korean officials have become more frequent, focusing on collective security and economic cooperation. Meanwhile, China has been actively reaching out to countries within the Belt and Road Initiative, seeking to solidify its influence and reassure partners of its peaceful intentions. Chinese diplomats have been making rounds in Africa, Latin America, and the Middle East, emphasizing mutual benefits and long-term partnerships. Russia, capitalizing on its strategic alliance with China, has started to negotiate new trade and military agreements, further cementing its role as a key player in the region. India, wary of China's growing clout, has been strengthening its ties with the Quad, an informal strategic forum comprising the United States, Japan, and Australia. Recent joint military exercises and economic dialogues highlight India's proactive stance. The European Union, caught between maintaining its economic ties with China and supporting democratic values, is treading a cautious path. EU leaders have been advocating for a balanced approach, promoting dialogue and cooperation while safeguarding their interests. ASEAN countries, seeking to navigate the complex dynamics, are pushing for a multilateral framework to address regional security concerns. By advocating for inclusive dialogue, they aim to prevent any single power from dominating the region. The diplomatic chessboard is set. Every move is being carefully watched as the world waits to see how this new era of geopolitics will unfold. As the diplomatic chessboard plays out, the economic implications of this shifting landscape are becoming increasingly apparent. Global markets are reacting to the new power dynamics, with investors closely monitoring every move. The United States and its allies are implementing new trade policies aimed at reducing dependence on Chinese manufacturing, spurring a wave of reshoring and diversification of supply chains. This trend is leading to the revitalization of industries in North America and Europe, creating new opportunities but also posing challenges in terms of cost and efficiency. China, on the other hand, is doubling down on its Belt and Road Initiative, investing heavily in infrastructure projects across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These investments are designed to secure long-term economic partnerships and ensure a steady flow of resources and markets for Chinese goods. However, this strategy is not without risks, as recipient countries weigh the benefits against potential debt traps and loss of sovereignty. In the tech sector, the competition is fierce. The race for technological supremacy is intensifying, with both the United States and China pouring resources into research and development. Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, 5G, and renewable energy are at the forefront of this battle, with each side seeking to outpace the other in innovation and market share. The global supply chain is undergoing a transformation as companies seek to mitigate risks associated with geopolitical tensions. This reconfiguration is leading to the rise of new manufacturing hubs in Southeast Asia and India, regions that are poised to benefit from the realignment of global trade routes. Meanwhile, the European Union is navigating a complex economic path, balancing its trade relations with China against the need to uphold democratic values and human rights. The EU is investing in green technologies and digital transformation, aiming to reduce its reliance on external powers and bolster its economic resilience. As the world adapts to this new economic reality, the stakes are high. The decisions made today will shape the global economic landscape for decades to come, influencing everything from job creation and technological advancement to international trade and geopolitical stability. The economic implications of this shifting landscape are profound, and the world watches with bated breath as the future unfolds. As the economic landscape shifts, so too do the military considerations. The balance of power is being recalibrated, with nations reassessing their defense strategies and military alliances. The United States is prioritizing the Indo-Pacific region, strengthening its naval presence and conducting joint exercises with allies like Japan, Australia, and India. This pivot is a direct response to China's growing military capabilities and its assertive posture in the South China Sea. China, on the other hand, is rapidly modernizing its military, investing in advanced technologies such as hypersonic missiles, cyber warfare capabilities, and artificial intelligence. The People's Liberation Army is expanding its reach, establishing overseas bases and increasing its maritime patrols to protect its interests. In Europe, NATO is adapting to new threats, enhancing its rapid response forces and cybersecurity measures. The alliance is also focusing on hybrid warfare, addressing challenges that blur the lines between conventional and unconventional tactics. Russia remains a key player, leveraging its military strength to exert influence in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. The Kremlin's actions in Ukraine and Syria have underscored its willingness to use force to achieve its geopolitical aims. The global arms race is intensifying, with countries increasing their defense budgets and investing in cutting-edge technologies. This competition extends to space, where nations are developing capabilities to protect their satellites and potentially disrupt those of their adversaries. As these military considerations unfold, the potential for conflict looms large. The world stands at a crossroads where cooperation and diplomacy could pave the way for stability, or rivalry and mistrust could lead to confrontation. The choices made by global leaders in the coming years will determine the future of international security and peace. As the geopolitical landscape evolves, so too does public opinion. Citizens around the world are increasingly aware of the shifting dynamics and their potential impact on global stability. In the United States, surveys indicate a growing concern over the rising tensions with China and Russia. Many Americans support a strong military presence abroad, yet there is also a significant desire for diplomatic solutions and international cooperation. In Europe, public sentiment is divided. While some countries view NATO's enhanced readiness as a necessary response to Russian aggression, others worry about the escalating arms race and the potential for conflict. Protests and public debates reflect the diverse opinions on security measures and military expenditures. In Asia, particularly in countries like Japan and South Korea, there's a heightened awareness of regional security threats. Citizens are increasingly vocal about their government's defense policies and alliances. Similarly, in India and Australia, public opinion is shaped by the growing influence of China and the need for strategic partnerships in the Indo-Pacific region. Social media has amplified these voices, creating a global dialogue on security and peace. Hashtags and online movements advocate for various stances, ranging from increased military spending to calls for disarmament and peacekeeping initiatives. The public's role in shaping policy is more significant than ever, as leaders navigate the complex interplay of national security and public sentiment. Ultimately, the future of international relations may well be influenced not just by the decisions made in government halls and military headquarters, but also by the collective voice of the global citizenry. As people around the world engage in these crucial conversations, their perspectives and demands will play a pivotal role in shaping a more secure and peaceful world. As the world watches the unfolding geopolitical drama, international reactions are swift and varied. In the corridors of power from Washington to Beijing, leaders are recalibrating their strategies. European Union officials convene emergency summits, debating the bloc's unified stance. NATO allies bolster their defenses while also extending olive branches for diplomatic engagement. In the Middle East, countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran reassess their alliances and regional ambitions, wary of the shifting global balance. African nations, often overlooked in the global narrative, now find themselves courted by major powers seeking new partnerships and influence. Meanwhile, in Latin America, leaders weigh the benefits of aligning with either side, mindful of their own regional dynamics. Amidst this, international organizations like the United Nations and the World Trade Organization strive to mediate and maintain a semblance of order. The stakes have never been higher, and the world's response will shape the future of international relations for years to come. In an age where information is power, the role of media in shaping public perception and policy cannot be overstated. From traditional news outlets to social media platforms, the narrative is being crafted and recrafted in real time. News anchors deliver breaking updates with a sense of urgency, while analysts dissect every move, offering insights and predictions. On social media, hashtags trend and opinions go viral, creating a digital battleground where facts and misinformation collide. Across the globe, state-run media channels push their own agendas, influencing domestic and international audiences. Independent journalists and citizen reporters strive to uncover the truth, often at great personal risk. In this high-stakes game, the media serves as both a watchdog and a weapon, capable of swaying public opinion and political decisions. As the geopolitical landscape shifts, the media's role becomes ever more critical. It not only informs but also shapes the narrative, impacting how events are perceived and ultimately how they unfold. The power of the media in this global drama cannot be underestimated, for it holds the ability to influence minds and mold the future. To fully understand the present, we must first look back at the past. The roots of today's geopolitical tensions often lie in historical events that have shaped the destinies of nations. Centuries-old conflicts, colonial legacies, and ideological battles have left indelible marks on the global landscape. Treaties signed and broken, alliances formed and dissolved, wars fought and peace achieved. All these elements weave a complex tapestry of history. For instance, the Cold War era, with its intense rivalry between superpowers, set the stage for many contemporary issues. The dissolution of empires, the rise of nationalism, and the quest for independence have all played pivotal roles in shaping modern geopolitics. Understanding these historical contexts is crucial for anyone seeking to grasp the intricacies of current events. It provides a lens through which we can see not only the causes of conflicts but also the possibilities for resolution. As we navigate the complexities of today's world, the lessons of history offer invaluable insights, reminding us that while the past may be prologue, it is also a guide to the future. As we look ahead, the future is filled with both challenges and opportunities. The choices made by leaders today will shape the world of tomorrow. Will diplomatic efforts lead to lasting peace, or will unresolved tensions spark new conflicts? The potential for technological advancements to bridge divides is immense, but so too is the risk of widening gaps. Economic policies will play a crucial role in determining whether global prosperity can be achieved, or if inequality will continue to grow. Public opinion and social movements are becoming increasingly influential, pushing for change and accountability. International cooperation could pave the way for a more unified world, yet the specter of nationalism and protectionism looms large. As we navigate these uncertain waters, the lessons of history remind us that while the future is unwritten, it can be shaped by informed and thoughtful action. The road ahead may be complex, but it is also filled with the promise of a better, more harmonious world. In the intricate web of global politics, every move is calculated and every decision carries weight. Political maneuvering often takes place behind closed doors, where alliances are forged and rivalries are deepened. Leaders must balance national interests with global responsibilities, a task that requires deft negotiation and strategic thinking. The stakes are high, as missteps can lead to international crises or even conflict. At the same time, skillful diplomacy can open doors to unprecedented cooperation and progress. The interplay of power, influence, and ambition creates a dynamic landscape where the only constant is change. In this arena, the ability to anticipate and adapt is crucial. As we observe these political maneuvers, we gain insight into the complexities that shape our world and the delicate balance that sustains it. In the ever-evolving landscape of international relations, economic strategies play a pivotal role. Nations employ a variety of tactics to bolster their economies, from trade agreements and tariffs to sanctions and subsidies. These strategies are often a reflection of a country's broader political goals and can serve as tools for both cooperation and competition. Economic policies are not just about numbers and growth, they are about power and influence. A well-placed sanction can cripple an adversary's economy, while a strategic trade deal can strengthen alliances and open new markets. The global economy is interconnected, and decisions made in one part of the world can have far-reaching impacts. As countries navigate the complexities of economic strategy, they must consider not only their domestic needs but also their position on the global stage. The stakes are high, and the outcomes can shape the future of nations. In this intricate dance of economics, the ability to foresee and adapt to changing conditions is crucial. Through these economic strategies, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that drive global interactions and the delicate balance that sustains international relations. As we look to the future, the path forward is illuminated by both challenges and opportunities. Nations must navigate a complex web of alliances, economic interests, and geopolitical tensions. The decisions made today will shape the world of tomorrow. In this interconnected global landscape, collaboration and mutual understanding are more important than ever. Leaders must find common ground, bridging divides with diplomacy, and fostering partnerships that transcend borders. The journey ahead will not be easy, but with a commitment to dialogue and cooperation, a brighter, more unified world is within reach. The lessons of the past guide us, while the promise of the future inspires us to strive for a world where peace and prosperity are shared by all. The path forward is a collective endeavor, requiring the efforts of nations, communities, and individuals alike. Together, we can build a future that honors our shared humanity and embraces the potential of what we can achieve when we work together.